Hello, beautiful unicorns. Yana Kasperczak coming into you live now from Marmora and Lake Ontario as your certified professional performance and spiritual awakening core energy coach. It has been my soul's purpose to help women, to help you get your shit together so you can break free from that mental prison you find yourself in and build a life and a business that you're not only proud of but excited to wake up to every single day. Even on your vacation where you're excited to do life, to do your business, to enjoy your every breath. And today I want to talk about 8 reasons why women are not chasing their dreams. And women in particular are the ones that are less likely to chase their dreams, to follow their dreams. And the reason for that, number one reason, is because there are certain expectations when it comes to the gender roles of a woman. Now, when we talk about a woman, right, a woman is a natural caregiver. She needs to take the time that she has available throughout the day and allocate it to make sure that everything is taken care of and everyone is taken care of. And this is one of the biggest reasons why a woman's mind does not shut off, does not turn down. It continues to think about different things, different problems that need to be solved, different things that need to be fixed, different things that she needs to do. And by the way, I don't know if you can hear, it's thundering here. You probably can't see it very well through the window because rain is like one of those things that you gotta really look and pay attention and see if it's raining and how it's coming down. But I got a door here. I'm seeing and hearing the rain come down and the windows here. Anyways, as I get distracted by the lightning, talking about women's brains, how they're always are going through all these different things that need to be taken care of, including the family, and that leaves a little or no energy or no time and no space for them, for their own personal goals, for them to just work towards reaching their dreams. There's also the stereotypes of the women are not capable of doing certain things, and it in return I can't find a better signal. I don't know if it actually pauses it or what happens, but I can't find a better signal. This is where where we are staying. So that was reason number one why women especially are the ones less likely to chase or reach or pursue their dreams. The second reason is an obvious one. This, and this also applies to men. It's not just women, but because I work with women, I see this and I observe this myself, and I myself as a woman have witnessed this within myself. There's a little spider here. I don't know if you can see it. Anyways, so women, they have less access to help and support, whether it's mentorship, whether it's financial resources, or the networks that can help them in pursuing those dreams that they're after. And without having that strong support system, what ends up happening, of course, is that they struggle to balance the responsibilities that they have at home and taking care of themselves. They struggle or they completely stop that, and balancing work, life, and overwhelm and the high demands of their life as well. The third reason why is the self-doubt. The self-doubt and that imposter syndrome that they have, which comes from low self-esteem, low confidence, and women often do struggle with with that self-doubt and with lack, or either not having any confidence or having very little confidence in their abilities, and with time to get clear on what they actually want. And of course, it can prevent them from taking those big audacious steps or the bold steps towards those goals and those dreams and those desires that they have. And then the imposter syndrome, not feeling like you're good enough and fearing that someone is going to discover that you're fake, that you're a fraud, that you don't know what you want, you don't know how you're going to get there, you don't even know if you really want it or not. And here's the truth to this. Every person has that voice of an imposter in them. Every single person. And everyone believes that they're going to be, in a way, exposed, that they're not good enough at something, that they're a fraud, that they don't know what they want. But the reality is that nobody knows what they want. And the way to find out if this is what you want is to actually try it. It's to do it, to test it out. And then that's how you're going to find out if you actually want it or not. If you don't want it, that's fine. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. And number 4 reason is fear of failure and fear of criticism. Women, I don't know if you know this or not, but women don't like to be criticized. Some men seem to be okay with criticism because they see it as constructive criticism, but eventually there's the right way to do constructive criticism and there's the wrong way, right? It needs to be actually constructive and not destructive, but most people are not, they don't know how to do that. They don't know how to how to give constructive criticism because they've never learned how to. It was never taught to them as they were going through life. But fear of failure, which is fear of failing or fear of making mistakes, that creates those walls, those blocks, that the more you avoid taking risks and taking chances, the bigger and the thicker that wall is going to be. And once you start breaking through that wall of fear and going after the things that you want little by little. I'm not here telling you to go uncover the biggest dream that you have and go for it. I'm here to tell you, you gotta start small. And by starting small, you are slowly reconditioning yourself to help yourself see what's possible. Because right now, your biggest dream that you have, it does not feel like it's possible because you have not proven that to yourself, that when you uncover the dream and you figure out how you're going to get there, that you haven't gotten there. And you got to do little by little, little goals, little dreams, achieve those, and then move up the ladder, and then go for bigger ones and bigger ones and bigger ones. And then another reason, number 5, is the work-life balance. Having these multiple responsibilities where you're balancing your career, you're balancing your family, you're balancing your friends, you're balancing yourself, and it becomes challenging because it causes you to see the areas of your life where you either need to or find yourself sacrificing something, or certain areas of your life you're sacrificing. For many women that I work with, the biggest area that I see that they sacrifice is their own well-being, is their self-care and self-love practices. That's where they start to sacrifice. They start to neglect themselves and not take care of themselves as much as they used to, or at all. And we're not. Anyways, I'm going to keep talking you through these warnings. So if this is you, this is where you find yourself, what I would suggest is make that your dream. Make that your goal. and set out a plan for yourself of how you're going to do that every single day, how you're going to take care of yourself every single day, how you're going to make yourself a priority every single day, and which way or ways, and do it consistently every single day, little by little. If you don't make your bed, start with making your bed. If you don't brush your teeth, start with brushing your teeth. If you don't get ready for the day, and let's say you work from home or you're a stay-at-home mom, if you're partially dressed, I would recommend getting as fully dressed as you can, maybe even putting some shoes on. Also, another part of getting ready for the day might be your meditation, your dancing, or your singing, or whatever form of grounding that helps you to get started. So you're going to do that. You're going to figure out what work-life balance is for you, what it looks like, what it sounds like, what it feels like for you, and that's where you're going to start. Because if you want to reach and achieve your dreams, you got to work through all of these 8 things that I'm talking about and get your shit together in these 8 areas. There's more than 8 areas, but this is where you start. Maybe there's also number 6 would be lack of role models. Who do you know? Who are you following? Who are you working with that has what you want, that has reached and achieved the things that you want, who you admire, who you look up to, who you want to be more like or have the things that they have? Do you have those people? Do you know who they are? Can you go to them and connect with them? Can you learn from them? If not, this is where you start. You gotta have those people in place as well, because they are going to be a representation of what your future might look like. And it's not going to be identical. It's going to be different because you're not them. You're you. And if you don't have that visible female role model, that leader that all of us need in our life, that leader position, or maybe there's someone in your industry who you could look up to, it can be very difficult for you to envision yourself in that similar role, in that similar experience, in that similar future, if you will. So if you're struggling with your mental health, then who do you know that you feel most comfortable and safe with that has that mindset that you want? And invest in yourself and invest in that person as well, and hire them to help you get there. And they will help you to identify what your there is, because what your there is not going to be identical to what their there is, right? Because what we just established, that you're 2 different human beings, and yet you have similar futures in mind. But the journey is going to be a little bit different, and yet it's going to be very similar. And without mentors to guide or inspire you, it can be really, really, really challenging to navigate your path to success, your path to you achieving your goals and dreams. If sometimes maybe not even just impossible. So consider that as well. Number 7 is your internalized limiting beliefs, which is one of the biggest blocks that all humans have, that you need to work through in order for you to achieve your goals and dreams. Those limiting beliefs that have been passed down to you generation after generation, they're based on your culture, they're based on your family, they're based on your own personal beliefs that you have created within yourself. They are the conditioning of the external world that has now become your internal world. It is those walls that you have built that limit you in more ways than just one. I can't have this because I can't hire you, Yana, as much as I would love to, because I can't afford it. But when they sit down and start working through, can I actually afford it, and start looking at their finances, because most people don't. That's another block right there, which is not on my list. But learn how money works. You got to learn how you can manage your money and not believe unconsciously or consciously that someone is going to come and rescue you, that someone is going to come and to believe it, you need to work through some things and all those stories that you've accumulated throughout your lifetime that are limiting you in more ways than just one. If you say how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you say I can't afford milk, then honestly your mindset will be, and chances are it already is that you can't afford anything at all. And until you work through that, you honestly can't afford it. Because every time you spend your money, you're spending your energy and you feel drained. And you want to turn that around, and every time you spend your money, you feel recharged. Guess what happens? You get recharged more and more and more. And interestingly enough, money finds its way to you in ways that you can't even imagine, you can't even think of right now. But it will come to you. So, change your personal beliefs, because those internalized beliefs about your own worth, about your potential, about what you can and cannot have, will and does limit your ambition, your motivation, your inspiration, and your energy as well gets drained. And number 8, the last one, is economic and structural barriers that women deal with. There is a wage gap. There is a wage gap. So if you believe that you're worth more than what you're earning, then find a different way to earn. You can go and talk to your boss and see if they can increase your salary. More women, honestly, it's almost like every woman that I know is terrified to talk and for herself and advocate for herself and say, I'm worth more, so I'm not going to settle for this pay. It's either you pay me more or I'm going to go find another job. And you can find another job. There are many jobs, no matter where you are, there's always a job. Or you can do another job on the side and you can earn more. So there is a little bit of inequality, and we can sit here, we can complain about how unfair it is, but if we start looking at things in a way of fairness and unfairness, we're not going to be happy. We're going to be miserable. So why not just find a way to look at things as they are fair, or make it fair in the ways that you can? Instead of complaining, do something about it. And yeah, so that's what I would add, or how I would end with the financial aspect and women earning less. But yeah, you can find a way to earn more, honestly. You can create your own business. You can build your business from ground up. A lot of women are doing that. That's what I'm doing. That's what I started doing a few years back, and I continue to build and build and build and build. Yes, it takes more time to earn this way than to go and get hired and work for someone else. You'll start getting paid right away, but your income is going to be determined on how much you believe you are worth, how much you can charge, and how long and how often you work. You make your own hours, you make your own money, you're your own boss, and that's actually more challenging than some might think. Some think, oh, I would love to be my own boss, but it's actually a lot harder than you think. A lot harder than you think. So, but if that's the path you want to go, by all means, I encourage you to chase that goal and that dream of yours. Anyways, other than that, that is all that I'm I have gathered for you today to share and talk about how these 8 reasons why women especially are not chasing and not following their dreams, and how they are continuing to stay small and feel small, when in reality they're absolutely not. You're not small. You are worth what you believe you're worth. So if right now you don't believe you're worth much, change that belief system and drop the mindset of I believe it when I see it. That is so limiting, it is so restricting, and it is not going to help you on your path to your success, to your goals, to your dreams. Anyways, that is all. Thank you everybody who was on here. I don't see any comments through my phone. I will check them out later. And until we see or hear from each other next time, I appreciate you all being on here, and I'm gonna go and get my other things done so I can focus on just relaxing and being here and not doing too much. Until next time, maybe tomorrow at 1:45 p.m. Bethany and I will be doing a podcast in our Facebook group, Heal the Unicorn, Emotional Healing and Spiritual Growth for Women. So if you're not in there, come and join the group, check it out, see if this is a place or a community you've been looking for, and if not, no hard feelings whatsoever. Keep looking for a place that you can call your tribe, you can call home. And next week at 11:45 a.m. I will be live on my personal page once again. And until next time, have an amazing rest of your day. Stay dry if it's raining where you are, like it is here, or stay cool if it's hot, or stay warm if it's cold, depending on where you are. Until next time, bye everybody.